What's going on, guys? So today in this video, I'm pretty much gonna be talking about not Drew McIntyre, Cody Rhodes, and Jacob Fatu, because this is something that I've been thinking about since Jacob Fatu had came back. I haven't made any WWE videos in like what 2 weeks now. I just been like posting random stuff, on my channel, but I haven't really made any talking videos about WWE recently, like any rants. So I'm pretty much gonna get back into that. That's my bad, guys. That's on me. I've had some ideas to, make videos about, but I just never did. So that's on me. But whatever. I'm pretty much just gonna be making all these other videos. I have a lot of other stuff, but the other videos I didn't make, that's on me. So, anyways, when it comes to this, right, like Jacob Fatu and Cody Rhodes, like there's a lot of questions that I feel like a lot of other people are wondering too when it comes to this, and you could probably tell what I'm gonna say and speak about everything. Like you could probably tell what I'm gonna say when it comes to this this video by the title. And so yeah, that's on me when it comes to like all the other videos I didn't make. But now I'm finally gonna talk about this because the only good things that have really happened throughout SmackDown and Raw was like what Drew McIntyre winning the WWE Championship. That was great. I haven't made any videos about it, but like it was a big deal for me, and I really was happy for him to win. But I want to talk about this. So pretty much, Cody Rhodes and Drew and Jacob Fatu, they're gonna be in this feud right at Saturday Night's Main Event. They're gonna fight. They're gonna have a match, and the problem that I have is, why is this match happening? Why is it happening? Because at the end of the day, people can say, "Oh, it's happening because Cody Rhodes is mad at Jacob Fatu for." So-called costing him the match, right? He quote unquote costed him the match against Drew McIntyre in the 3 stages of hell. And Jacob Fatu, he's just like going on a rampage, attacking everyone because he's mad. And he thinks Drew McIntyre attacked him, and he's just taking it out on everyone else. And Cody Rhodes called him out on Friday Night SmackDown, saying he was gonna give him a receipt. So now he wants to fight him and blah, blah, blah. People can say all these things. But at the end of the day, isn't the whole core story here is who attacked Jacob Fatu? Isn't that really what this whole thing with his return is supposed to be all about? Because it seems like it's getting, for some reason, they put that whole storyline to a stop. They don't really have anyone definitive of who they want to make it seems. So they're just putting that whole storyline to a stop. They're pausing it. And they're just doing a whole bunch of randomness now. Like having Cody Rhodes and Jacob Fatu have a match that has nothing to do with him being attacked, just because, let's just put a match on Saturday Night's Main Event. It seems like that's what they're doing. You can talk about the kayfabe reasons, in storyline reasons for why they're fighting, but I'm talking about the out of storyline reasons for why this match could be happening. Because why would Triple H and all the other writers and his stupid AI, why would they all think to themselves that this is a good idea? What reason would they have them have a match for if it has nothing to do with Jacob Fatu being attacked? It makes no sense. The whole storyline is, who attacked him? Who attacked Jacob Fatu? Who was the mystery attacker? That was the whole reason why he was taken out for months. And obviously the real reason was him having to deal with like his teeth and surgery. So that was the out of storyline reason. But the in storyline was he got attacked backstage. So then he comes back. He interferes in the 3 stages of hell against Drew McIntyre and Cody Rhodes. He attacks Drew McIntyre, which leads us to believe, well, not me, but it led other people to believe, it was Drew McIntyre. But the thing is, it was obvious it's not Drew McIntyre, because I could just tell that they were trying to like go down that road of like, oh yeah, they're going to make it, so that, Jacob Fatu doesn't actually know who did it, and he's just assuming it was Drew. I already knew that that was the direction they were going because there was just no way they were going to go that predictable route of just making it be Drew McIntyre. And I was right because, look, literally last Friday Night SmackDown, Drew McIntyre was backstage with Ilya Dragunov, and he said, I didn't knock out Jacob's teeth. He literally said that himself. He told Ilya Dragunov, I didn't knock out Jacob's teeth, but I'll sure as hell knock out yours. So Drew McIntyre is still denying that he attacked Jacob Fatu. What reason would he have to do that? Because people before, months ago, I remember people were saying, oh, Drew McIntyre could be lying about not attacking Jacob because he could have been the one. He could have just wanted the number one contenders and because he hates Jacob Fatu. Okay, well, months later, Drew McIntyre already has a championship, and he's always been the one to brag about, attacking people, who he feels deserves it. So why would he feel the need to lie right now? What reason? There's no valid reason for him to lie. It makes absolutely no sense. He already has a championship months later now, So, and, he has a championship and he normally brags about, attacking people and tries to justify it. So why would any of this be any different? Why would this be any different, especially with him already having the title? There's no reason for him to lie. So what they're really doing is they're not actually gonna. It feels like they're just putting this whole storyline of who attacked Jacob Fatu to a stop. They're pausing it for now. They're just doing randomness with Jacob Fatu now, and they're gonna eventually reveal it like a month later, or after the Royal Rumble. Like why? For what reason? Like there is no valid reason to hold it off. Because if you couldn't think after all these months of who you want to make be the attacker of Jacob Fatu, then bro, why are all these people in the writing room? Seriously. I know people like to just blame Road Dogg because he's like, oh, everyone's like, which I don't know, it's like at the end of the day, like Triple H is the main writer. He's the main guy. He's the boss of all the other writers that are in the room with him, along with his stupid ass AI that he's using. They're like always the main guys. I mean, the main people that you see pop up for the writers. The people that are a part of it. So it's always him. So at the end of the day, like Triple H, he's the main guy. But at the end of the day, Triple H and all the other writers that are in there with him, Michael Hayes, all these people, like, why are they in there? They can't even do their job properly, bro. It's so obvious. I've been saying this for months. You can't even think of someone to come up. If the reason why they're not revealing who attacked Jacob Fatu is because they don't have no one who they could make be the attacker, then why are you in the writing room for, bro? Because it's been months since Jacob Fatu has been out. And you're telling me throughout all these months you couldn't have thought of someone by now? You couldn't have think of anyone? Seriously? Dude, like, bro, it makes absolutely no sense. And if they're doing it just because they want to bring some shock value moment again by holding it out and then coming back to it and revealing it after the Rumble or like a month later, that's just dumb. I'm sick and tired of holding stuff off just so you can do some stupid ass shock value, bro. It's just dumb. It really is. Just reveal it already because that's the whole reason he came back. That's the whole reason Jacob Fatu is back right now because he's trying to get revenge on the person who attacked him. And now you're just trying to put that whole storyline to a pause just so you can, not reveal it right away. It makes absolutely no sense, man. It really doesn't. It makes no sense. So that's why when it comes to this whole storyline with Jacob Fatu and Cody Rhodes, I mean, there really is no storyline. What, Cody Rhodes is like, he's mad because, Jacob Fatu costed him, and Jacob Fatu is just mad at everyone because he was attacked and he thinks it's Drew, so he's just taking it out on everyone. I know he attacked Kit Wilson as well, so it seems like he thinks it's Kit Wilson too, which makes sense as well because actually Kit Wilson was backstage before Jacob Fatu was attacked There is pictures because people they only for some reason I see online people point only the pictures where Drew McIntyre was standing there, listening on the conversation between um, Jacob and Cody. People point out that picture with Drew McIntyre standing backstage, but they forget that Kit Wilson was also standing backstage as well. I think he was after Jacob Fatu was attacked. Kit Wilson was actually standing there, and he was like just like staring at everyone, all the people that were trying to help out Jacob Fatu after he was attacked. You know, he was bloodied on the floor, and you could see Kit Wilson standing there, like in the background. Um, so yeah, Kit Wilson, he was like standing there, and you know that's why Jacob Fatu attacked him last Friday night SmackDown. So Jacob Fatu thinks it's Drew McIntyre, and he thinks it's Kit Wilson, but Cody Rhodes, he doesn't think it's him, because he only attacked Cody Rhodes and the steel cage because of Cody Rhodes. You know, he touched him on the arm, and like you know, Jacob Fatu got mad, so he attacked Cody Rhodes. That's what happened. You know, and then on last Friday night SmackDown, he attacked him again only because Cody Rhodes was like, "Oh, you know, you got a receipt coming, Jacob. I'm gonna beat you up." So then Jacob Fatu came out later on, and you know he was like, "Cody, you got something to say about me? You got something to say to me? Bring your punk ass out here." You know, he was like that. So he's only attacking Cody because Cody Rhodes is saying stuff to him or doing something to him. You know, so that's all it is. So he doesn't think it's Cody Rhodes. He doesn't, and people are even saying it's Randy Orton because Randy Orton was smiling whenever Jacob Fatu was attacking Drew McIntyre. And so, yeah, it's like it has to be either Cody Rhodes or Randy Orton. But at the end of the day, again, why are they holding this whole reveal off at the end of the day? The whole storyline here is about Jacob Fatu being attacked, and yet they're pushing it to the side to do some other BS that doesn't fucking matter. That has nothing to do with why he got attacked. You know, like I don't get it, man. Um, like it really makes no sense. It really doesn't. But and it's not like they're even trying to make anyone a possible suspect here. All they're doing is just making him come attack Drew McIntyre, and then you know because Kit Wilson was just randomly standing in the ring, it looks like to other people that he just attacked Kit Wilson for no reason. So yeah, it's just like, but they're not really like making anyone possible suspects. They're not even trying to like hit at anyone else being the possible attacker. They're just putting this whole storyline to a pause. They're barely leaning into it, and that's it. That's all they're doing. Like I don't understand why the fuck they're doing this shit, bro. There's no valid reason for why they don't want to reveal the attacker. There is no valid reason. You know, I don't give a damn about like there is no excuse about they don't know who it could be, who they want it to be, so that's why the writers haven't came up with an idea yet. That's why they haven't, you know, that's why they haven't that's why they're pushing it to the side. You know, the whole storyline of who attacked Jacob. And then there's other people saying, oh, you know, it's because of they want to hold it off so they can create a big shocking moment later on. Like, I'm just sick of the shock value moments. I'm sick of of people saying that, oh, it's because of they don't know who they want it to be. It's been months, and also the shock value thing is like, come on, bro. We've had so many shock value things. There's no reason to hold it off. There's no excuse, man. There is no excuse. So at the end of the day, if they're gonna like, so that's why, you know, it bothers me seeing Jacob Fatu and Cody Rhodes fighting at Saturday Night's main event, because it has nothing to do with Jacob Fatu being attacked. It doesn't. And so I just don't get it, man. I really don't get it. I don't know what they're gonna do anymore at this point. Like I feel like I wouldn't be surprised if they don't reveal it until like after the Rumble or like a month later. Like literally, bro, because at this point they like there's them holding it off, like, it's like I just don't see them revealing it anytime soon. I don't see them revealing it before the Rumble or before Saturday Night's main event, let alone. I just don't see it happening, bro. So, I don't know, man. I really don't understand why we have to have all this, these filler matches on these PLEs and Saturday Night's main events. I don't get it. I really don't. Because at the end of the day, like Jacob Fatu and Cody Rhodes, them fighting for reasons outside of Jacob Fatu being attacked, it's just stupid, bro. Because now it is filler. It doesn't matter if you give them reasons. Because if the reasons aren't good enough or have nothing to do with what's actually happening, then who fucking cares? This is literally filler. This is just a filler match. That's all it is. That's all it is. It's that simple, man. Like, they're, at the end of the day, if these writers really knew what they were doing, they would have just revealed who it was, and that's it. That's all they had to do. They could have revealed it literally this Friday Night SmackDown that just passed by. After, because Jacob Fatu, he came out, he attacked, like I said, he attacked Drew McIntyre, he attacked Kit Wilson, and then he fought and brawled with Cody Rhodes, and they never revealed it. They could have revealed it that same day. But again, they didn't. It's like they're purposely putting this shit to a pause. They technically are. Because if they wanted to, they could have been revealed it by now. It's not like, I highly doubt they just forgot about it. Like, because they're literally still sort of talking about it within the storyline. They just aren't really talking about it as much, let alone revealing it who it was. That's that. And so that, yeah, it's like, at the end of the day, it's like, if you're gonna have a match between these two people, have it be because Cody Rhodes was the one that attacked Jacob Fatu. Don't just put this Saturday Night's main event, just because, for outside reasons that have nothing to do with Jacob Fatu being attacked by the person that attacked him. Like, at this point, I feel like because they're obviously, like I said, they're not going to make it be Drew McIntyre, because they're obviously trying to swerve us. They're trying to, like, play this whole, like, they're trying to do this whole, like, oh my gosh, like, they're trying to make it obvious it was Drew McIntyre, which is why they made him, Jacob Fatu, attack him in the steel cage, and that's why they had Jacob attack him again this past Friday Night SmackDown. But they're not actually revealing who it actually is, because, if they actually did reveal it, the person, they wouldn't have, they wouldn't have Drew McIntyre, not talk about it. He never talked about it the whole time he was cutting that promo on Friday Night SmackDown. He didn't mention anything about it. He didn't say, he didn't, talk about it at all. And they also wouldn't have him denying it again when he was talking backstage with Ilya Dragunov. So it's obvious that they're trying to make it be someone else. And that's what they're doing. And even, Jacob Fatu kind of had, a confused look when he was attacking, after he had attacked Drew McIntyre in the steel cage. When he won, the whole time Jacob Fatu just had that confused look on his face, even before he attacked him. So it just seems like they don't want to go with the obvious choice. They're trying to swerve us, but it seems like they also don't know who they want it to be. That's why they're holding it off. Either that, or they're just trying to hold it off to create some shock value. But at the end of the day, if you keep holding it off, eventually people are not going to care. And everyone's just going to be like, well, whatever, bro. It could be fucking... It could be The Undertaker. It could be Stone Cold, and no one would care. So at the end of the day, it's like, you can't keep holding off on this shit, bro. You can't. There's no reason to. The whole storyline here is who attacked Jacob Fatu, and yet they're holding it off. It makes absolutely no sense, man. And so, I don't know. I feel like they're either gonna make it be Cody Rhodes or Randy Orton. It feels like that's the direction they're going. Because like Randy Orton, he had like that smile on his face. They had that, Randy Orton had that smile on his face whenever Jacob Fatu was attacking Drew McIntyre on Friday Night SmackDown. And then Cody Rhodes, like, obviously they've been teasing his heel behavior for like a while now. They've been having him act out. But it feels like they don't know for sure who they want it to be. So they're just doing these teases. They're throwing these teases with both Cody and Randy Orton because they don't know who they want it to be. It seems like that's what it is. It seems like they're just thinking, oh, who do we want it to be, Randy or Cody? But at the end of the day, it has to be one of them. Like, it makes no sense for it to be anyone else. It doesn't make sense for it to be Drew McIntyre because he's the most obvious choice. Plus, he already has a championship. Plus, he would have bragged about it. And with Tim still denying it, why the fuck would you hold it off, the reveal off, just so you can make it be him anyways? To reveal it be him anyways. It makes no sense. So it's obvious that they're having Jacob Fatu just attack everyone just because they're trying to go at that angle of like, oh, Jacob Fatu doesn't know who it was, That's what they're doing. It's obvious. But the only logical people that make sense would be Cody or Randy. But even Randy doesn't make sense. But with the teasers that they've been giving, the small teasers that they gave with him, like I said on Friday Night SmackDown, with him smiling when he was attacking Drew McIntyre, when pretty much Fatu had came out and attacked Drew McIntyre, Randy Orton was smiling. He had that smile on his face. He was pretty much like laughing about it. And so they're teasing it with him, but then they've been teasing it with Cody too because with his heelish behavior, So I don't know. It's just like, it seems like they just don't know who they want it to be. But like I said, the only people that would actually make sense would be Cody or Randy. But the only reason why even Randy wouldn't really make sense is because if it was him, for what reason would he have to do that? Like, literally, what reason? Like, there's no logical reason for why Randy Orton would, punk kick Jacob Fatu. Like, people are saying, oh, it's because he wanted the championship. He wanted to, get a match with Cody. Okay. So how come he's been staring at that title for a year and a half and never went after it? He never did. And throughout all these months, when, Cody has been fighting with McIntyre, Randy Orton never came to try to get a match. So now all of a sudden, months later, now he wants to do a qualifying match to get the match. So he's trying to get the match the right way by qualifying for it. So then why would he need to cheat? Why would he need to do a heel tactic by taking someone else out just to get a title match? But then just wait months later to then do it the right way by qualifying for the title match anyways. It makes no sense. It makes absolutely no sense. And then there's people saying, oh, what if he's trying to protect, what if in his mind he was just trying to protect Cody Rhodes? Protect him from what? Jacob Fatu? Like, I know Randy Orton, like and Cody and like even Kevin Owens, they had that whole feud in the summer of 2024, leading and even like I think towards the winter of 2024, like they were having that whole feud, and with the new bloodline, Solo and the bloodline, and so I know that happened. But at the end of the day, it's like, bro, you're like, it makes no sense though. Like, why now when Jacob Fatu is going for a title match, now you decide to attack him? Now you decide to protect Cody Rhodes from him. Not when the whole time for like months they had small interactions with each other where they were being cool. You never did anything there. You never did anything. But now when he goes for a title match. Now you want to protect Cody Rhodes from Jacob Fatu? Like, that doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. You're really like there's no logical reason for why Randy Orton would attack Jacob Fatu. So even he doesn't make sense. So the only person that really makes sense would be Cody Rhodes. Why? Because Cody Rhodes is like, hey, in his mind, it would be like, hey, I wanted to stay at the top. I wanted to be the top guy. I didn't want anyone to take that championship away from me. So that's why I took out Jacob Fatu, and I decided to blame it on Drew McIntyre. Then I decided to disqualify myself by hitting Drew McIntyre with the belt, so that I can keep the belt and not Drew or Jacob. It's that simple. He's the only person that makes sense. Literally. Because at this point, who else would make sense? Randy doesn't make sense. Kit Wilson doesn't make sense. All these people, the other people like Sami Zayn, Solo and the MFTs, like all these people that people are talking about, none of these people make sense, bro. None of them. Nor would anyone really care. Literally. So the only person that makes sense is Cody Rhodes. Not even Drew McIntyre would make sense, because even like months ago when people were saying, oh, he could have done it because he won the number one contenders match. Okay, well, he has a championship now, so what does he need a life for? Drew McIntyre has always been the type of person that would like brag about attacking people. And now that he has a championship, why wouldn't he brag even more now attacking Jacob Fatu? Like, it makes no sense. So even he doesn't make sense now. It didn't make sense when he got taken out. But now that Jacob Fatu is back and Drew McIntyre has the championship, it makes even less sense now. It makes even like it so it's like even Drew McIntyre doesn't make sense now. So the only logical person you can make it be is Cody Rhodes. Literally, because he's the only person that can have a motive here. Because like, oh, you can be like, oh yeah, like I said, Cody Rhodes could have been like, hey, I want to be the top guy. I want to have this championship is mine. I want to be the top guy. I want to have this championship for myself. So anyone that is a threat to me, or anyone that wants to come after me for this championship, I'm taking them out, and I'm gonna get mad about it. Because if you notice, like anytime someone wants to compete for his championship, he gets mad about it. He gets upset. Literally, you can like Sami Zayn, Matt Cardona, Randy Orton, all these people wanted to go for his title, and he got mad about it. So literally, if you're gonna do all he's literally the only logical choice, bro. Literally, no one else would make sense. Like literally, if you're gonna try to make it be, Sami Zayn or Randy Orton, none of these people make sense. Cody Rhodes is the only one that has a logical motive here, and it lines up with the way he's been acting lately. Or for a while now, actually, because I've been saying Cody Rhodes has been a tweener since he teamed with Roman Reigns, bro. That whole feud brought out a heelish side in him, a selfish heelish side in him, a ruthless side in him that I just think he's really been heelish for a while. Like literally. So, the only times I can really say that, like the only 2 years that Cody Rhodes was actually a full-on face was 2022 and 2023. But after he teamed with Roman, he had like this ruthless, just cold-hearted side to him that I just feel like, I don't know, like he's the one that betrayed Kevin Owens when he teamed with Roman Reigns, and then he tried to justify he was being brutal as hell towards Kevin Owens and like showing no remorse, and was basically like saving Roman Reigns, and and trying to like be the hero, for him, right? So literally, like, who else logically would be like with Cody Rhodes acting heelish, even like I said, these past few months, him getting himself disqualified with the belt, him using the belt again at Saturday Night's Main Event, him pushing the referee at Saturday Night's Main Event, him telling Nick Aldis, you work for me, I don't work for you. I'm above the law. I'm QB1. I can do whatever I want. I'm better than everyone. Um, and then with him, getting mad anytime like Sami Zayn or like Matt Cardona or Randy Orton want to compete for a title, he gets all mad about it. So it's like he's literally the only logical choice to be the attacker. Literally, if they try to make it Randy Orton or someone else, bro, that's fucking stupid, man. Really. Like I know people are gonna try to overlook it because they're gonna be so excited to see a Randy heel turn or I don't know, like a fucking like someone else. Like they would be like even like a freaking like if they can make it like freaking they can make it LA Knight and people would be excited for that because they would be like, oh my gosh, a heel turn. But if it doesn't make sense, then why the fuck would I care? Cody Rhodes he's the only person that has the motive that makes sense.